Ladies and gentlemen, the So What Morning Show back in the building. New environment. Y'all know what it is. TradioV.com. That's radio in TV. You know what we do. We bring the most riveting, the most entertaining, the most challenging topics we can possibly muster just to get you off on the right foot every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Once again, that's the So What Morning Show. And I encourage all of my listeners and followers, please, please, please call and share your opinions. Today's topic, I'm not going to tell you that right now, but I do want you to get to your phone lines. And trust me, it's not going to be a lot of room on the phone lines because it's going to get crazy. 855-878-4652. That's 855-878-4652. That's the hotline. I'm going to need you to participate. It's going to be crazy. But before I get into today's topic, you know we like to do the community empowerment segment where we empower the community to support small businesses to get them off the ground. Now, I got a brother in here. He's a friend of mine, good friend of mine. I've known him for many, many years. We come from the same neighborhood in Pasadena, California. He's dope. He's created a brand that I think is awesome. But I'm gonna let him tell you about it. Without further ado, I want to introduce my homeboy, Hassan McCullough, entrepreneur, trainer, athlete, and now businessman. Let's go into this, man. What's happening with you?
This is Weed Juice. What's happening?
Good, man. Yeah. Tell us about Weed Juice and what it is that you've devised here that's so beneficial for so many.
Well, you know, juicing is a big trend nowadays, and being healthy is always a big business. It's $1 billion industry of being healthy. My history is as being a trainer. I'm an athlete, nutritionist. You know, I went to nursing school. Mm-hmm. That's when I decided to be a trainer out of nursing school because it was just different. You know, you want to, instead of helping people when they're already sick, you want to help people before they get sick.
Right. Preventative as opposed to maintaining a sickness. Exactly.
So I trained for so many number of years, and then at one point I got into juicing. And this was back in 2006 when I started the juicing. And then at one point, one of my clients came to me and like, Hassan, can you make juices for me? And I'm like, let me think about that. I had to figure out how to make it good for everybody. Because I only knew like carrots and celery. Right. Then I branched out and did some studying about juicing. And so from then on, I started just branding myself as far as giving my juice to my clients, even though that client that I talked to initially, they weren't interested in juicing. Right. It was a thought. They gave me that foundation. Right. And then I just started juicing, and it wasn't weed juice, it was HKM juice. Really? You know, HKM training, that's my training logo, so it was HKM juice. Right. And that's just an acronym for your name. Right. Hassan Kareem McCullough is my name. Right. And so then I just spun it like weed juice, and one of my French clients was like, you know, it's all about everybody. And we means yes, but also it's a play on words. We, like us, everybody. Yeah. So I came out with weed juice. You know, my slogan is we live, we love, we juice. It's about everybody being healthy. So what are the top 3 benefits of juicing? People rarely know about. All I know is the dude with the big eyebrows. Just go deeper into juicing and the benefits of it. So the benefit of juicing, this is what our bodies really thrive off, fruits and vegetables. That's our main source of energy. You know, it's not about like eating a lot of meat. It's all about eating fruit, vegetables, raw foods. Like you want to start off your body with raw foods all the time. Your body should eat 85% raw foods. Really? 85%, because that's more energy. Your body's a machine, so you want to give it the right nutrients for that machine. Right. You know, you don't want to have meat, which is acidic to your body, and it helps you, gives you kind of diseases and things like that. Wow. Milk, meat, coffee, these are things that are acidic to your body. All of the shit I like. Yeah, I'm basically dead right now. We like certain things. So, when it comes to fruits and vegetables, it's nutrients the sugars that our body naturally need for our energy. And it goes right into our bloodstream to give us that immediate nutrients.
So you can not only train people, but you can also devise nutritional packages that are centered around this juice for the optimum health, right? It's not just lift these weights. It's I can show you how to eat. I can show you how to drink. I can show you just basically how to live healthy, correct?
Right. And, with my program, I have like 4 programs. I have a cleanse program. I have a detox and cleanse the same. I have the healthy living program. I have I'm on the juice, which is a weight loss program. And then I have just a maintenance program. And so I have I
need all of them.
I have different number of juices. I have a recovery line. I have an energy line. I have immunity. I have detox. The functions that we all need. So everybody's always down when they're at work. I need some energy. So I have an energy pack.
You have something better than 5-hour energy right now.
Much better than that because it's natural foods. Better than 5-hour energy.
He's lying.
It costs a little more.
What is it? Where is it?
An energy drink right here. You have koala pear.
So pear, kiwi, and carrot.
Carrot is a good sugar-based digestive drink.
Have me bouncing off the wall.
Exactly.
Word up. I'm sorry. I will drink this on the air.
It's one of my top selling drinks.
Really?
Koala pear.
So how would somebody connect with you and be able to interface with you to get these drinks, to get even your training? How would they do this?
Well, I have an online service. Everything's based on online delivery. I don't really have a store. Everything's online. You can go to WeJuice. OUI juice.
So WeJuice is the French word we. OUI juice.com. You gotta support my brother Hassan. He has a wonderful, wonderful business model I think we should support and just really participate in. This is why I do this show every week, every Monday on the So What Show on TradioV.com. We like to highlight young brothers and sisters and whoever that want to get a little bit of exposure for their business. And I'm not going to, tell y'all to go support some bullshit. So obviously this brother's stuff is very, very well put together. I've drank the juice on many occasions. It's really good. And I'm urging you guys to go to wejuice.com and support the brother. Now, with that said, I have to move quickly to my vaunted book selection. Everybody wants to know what Zoe Williams is reading. I'm going to tell you what I'm reading right now. Really quickly. If you guys are familiar with Dr. Mark Goulston, you know he has a wonderful book called Get Out of Your Own Way, Dr. Mark Goulston. Very, very, very important book to get. Get Out of Your Own Way. It's an incredible book. I've read it, and I'm still in my own way, which means I'm pretty ignorant, not listening to what the book has instructed me to do. The next book by Dr. Mark Goulston, Just Listen. This is a book that caught my attention when I was on the Foxhole with Jamie Foxx on Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and that's where I first met Dr. Mark Goulston, and we were doing a show called Is Listening the Most Important Component to Communication? This book is an incredible book. This is Dr. Mark Goulston's latest book called Real Influence. I want you to go and support this book as well. Just came out. How to be able to motivate people and persuade people without being pushy. It's a very good book. Also, one of my favorite philosophers, J. Krishnamurti. This book right here, very challenging read. Not an easy read, damn it. You're not going to be able to just pick this up and read it like the comic book, but it's a heavy book. It's called The Ending of Time. It's a discourse between him and one of the preeminent theoretical physicists of our time, Dr. David Bohm. This is called The Ending of Time. Very heavy book, all right? All you people out there who are looking for motivation and positivity and how to, empower yourself, read. Here's a great book. John C. Maxwell, New York Times bestseller, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. This right here, haymaker. This is a heavy book. Please get the book, support the book. I want to see it. You guys reach out to me and let me know, hey, I read this book, Zoe. I checked this book out. It was dope, or it was whack. It was terrible. You're reading some bullshit, Zoe. Don't ever tell me to get... No, I'm just kidding. Read this book. You're going to love it. It's great. Here's another book. It's a new approach to psychiatry. It's called Reality Therapy. This right here might look little, but it's heavy as Gibraltar. Trust me. I'm only trying to push your reality, your umwelt, your worldview, how you see the world. I only want you to challenge what you thought to be true. I want you to be a rebel against yourself so you can grow and evolve. That's the purpose of the show. Now, with that said, the community empowerment segment, We Juice, out the way. Book selection, out the way. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to do this. Please go support M, like M&M.com, MNMsoaps.com. That was the sister that I talked about last week, but I forgot to give her website. Her website again is MNMsoaps.com. All right. Now, with that said, it's up on the site. You guys can see it. It's a great site. Homemade soaps. It's really dope. I've been using them. Awesome stuff. Go support these businesses. That's what we're doing. I got to take a quick break. When I come back, my entire cast and the topic is about to be crazy. Holla! Ladies and gentlemen, the Zo What Morning Show back in the building. Are you ready to tackle this relationship topic? Get to your phone lines right now, 855-878-4652. That's 855-878-4652. I've got a great topic. Beyonce has a wonderful song out right now. And you know, Beyonce is the new, she's basically usurped Christ as the Messiah.
Oh, yeah?
She is the Messiah for all women right now. Can we be honest? Can we refute that?
Kick Mary J. Blige off the phone.
Basically.
No. She's the Messiah. We have to give her that. They're teaching classes at Rutgers. Rutgers University has a Beyonce class. What? A course in Beyonce?
You gonna call home crying because you failed Beyonce?
How did I failed Beyonce? As expensive as American education is, let's have a Beyonce course.
Hey, they got a Kanye class, too.
Yeah, I heard about it. Kanye and Jay-Z. Yeah. But the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people don't understand the similarities between love addiction and drug addiction. Today's topic, drunk in love. Is it possible to effectively navigate the rest of your life while being emotionally intoxicated? Is it possible? Is there such thing as emotional sobriety? What does that mean for healthy relationships? Somebody has to know about it. We used to call it whip appeal. Can you only be whipped sexually? Can you be whipped emotionally? Can you be addicted to drugs, right, in one way, but also emotions in another? Can you be addicted to drama? Can you be addicted to trauma? And how do those type of relationships heal themselves? Right now, you need to get to your phone line, 855-878-4645. Now, before we field any calls and before we get any deeper into the conversation, let me introduce my crack team. I always assemble a great group of people who can pontificate and expound on any particular subject. I have done you no disservice in rounding up this august panel, starting with, you guys want to know which one I'm going with first? I'm going with Brandi Magee, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies first. Brandi, welcome back. Foxhole member, actress, director, the whole 9 yards, and just all around sensual chocolate. Yes. Thank you for joining the show. Chocolate. It's shocking she's so beautiful.
I like it.
You like it, right?
Yes, cocoa like with chocolate. Voltage in it?
Cocoa with voltage, yes. Welcome back to the Zo What Morning Show. Brandi?
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here again, Zo. Good
and
to
I'm
see
sure you know a little something about being drunk in love.
Yeah.
Just intoxicated over just a bullshit, no good motherfucker. So that's going to be great. And then, my homeboy, my uncle, my good friend, author, Southern sophisticant, intellectual giant, Bobby Glanton-Smith in the building. What up, Uncle Bobby?
Man, greetings, and I can concur with what you said. I've been seasick and waterbound.
Yeah. new friend to the show.
Yeah.
Just came in last week off the boat and now is a member of the crew.
Yes, sir.
Good friend of ours now, Jason Hairston. The brother is an Reiki energy relationship coach. I mean, it's all types of layers to this onion that's sitting here in front of us right now. But he will be participating as well. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Thanks, appreciate you, brother. Salute.
Absolutely. And then again, the starters on the team. You understand? Yes, these guys are starters. These guys, yeah, do the... You doing the bull music? My co-hosts who are always here with us, who always provide insight and depth. It went from the Bulls to Shaft. What happened? Okay.
Rocky.
Okay.
Anyway, I talked about his books earlier today. Dr. Mark Goulston. This guy right here, man, if you don't know, you will know by listening to the show, by listening to his insight. Trainer of police and hostage negotiators. What is just tell them about yourself a little bit, Doc. Welcome back to the show. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Especially after that Super Bowl. I love that Super Bowl. We were talking about how it's great to see teamwork happen as opposed to all of us being addicted to these superstars and what that does to us and what that does to our kids. Oh, you're going to be a superstar. You can't work with other people. You're going to be better than other people. So it was great to see the Seattle Seahawks be the rising tide that should lift all our hopes about how we cooperate.
Okay, really quickly, hater moment. Go Niners. Jeff Brown in the building.
How are you, man?
World-renowned comedian, actor, pop locker. Start throwing in extras, right? Welcome back to the show, Jeff. How you doing, man?
I'm well, sir.
This is good
A
stuff?
little better now.
A little better, huh?
Yeah.
All right, good. Well, I'm glad
We'll
you're
get
on.
into that.
We'll get into it?
Yeah.
All right, good. Well, now that that's out the way, you guys have heard the topic. The similarities between love addiction and drug addiction. Are we, in a way, addicted to our mate, whatever they bring to us, whether it be good or bad, positive or negative? In what ways are we addicted, and how can we break the addiction? Is there a 12-step program to get the fuck away? Good or bad? Can we break free? Somebody call us. What is codependence? Is that a form of addiction? You know how the brain works. These synaptic nerves, they create neurological pathways, right?
No, what is a synaptic nerve?
Okay, I'm going to throw it to the doctor. Doctor, can you help Bobby along, please?
And the audience. Don't nobody know what that shit is.
And me.
Right here, as we're sitting, there's literally tens of neurons in our heads. No, actually,
Tens?
That's hilarious.
You literally have four neurons firing.
There's trillions, and nerve cells have to have a gap between them. Otherwise, we'd just be hardwired to thinking one thing. What's interesting about being addicted is it is like you're hardwired to one thing, doesn't really help you, and you can't think about anything else.
Wow.
And one of the reasons it's such an adrenaline rush when you're addicted to something, when you are just single-minded about something, life becomes simple. You screw up your life by being single-minded about it, but it's just simple. Just follow that. Just get that goal. Just grab that thing you're addicted to, and in your mind, what's interesting is it helps you also feel focused and in control, even though everybody who looks at you says this person's out of control. But there's a nice feeling of being hardwired, even though you're deluding yourself.
Can we get an interpretation of that? Because he used, we went from that synaptic, which lost me, to neurons, and I started talking about protons.
You want me to
All right, so let me help you, Bobby.
Yeah, break it down.
I'll do it for you.
You got it? Okay.
The synaptic nerves, right? There's electrical impulses
There you go.
in your mind,
Do you
right?
want me
In
to
your
do that?
brain. And what happens is, like, for instance, if I tell everybody in here right now, raise your hand. If we had an MRI of everybody's brain, you'd see a certain area of your brain light up. That just said, raise your hand, right? Scientists are getting to the point now where we can actually pinpoint different areas. Imagine if you had the power to control the area of your brain that lights up when you're in love or when you're in conflict. Now you can start to decide in a different way, not just react. You're aware, you're conscious. So what happens in relationships, because it's emotional, and because when we're dealing with the emotions of relationships, whether they're good or bad, they create these really deep pathways, right? Like if you learned how to do multiplication, that created a neurological pathway. In other words, just like a map in your mind that knows multiplication. So when you start doing it, it lights up, right? What happens is when there's trauma in your relationships, there are neurological pathways too. And it lights up whenever you're in a relationship situation. So sometimes we have to figure out, okay, where is this coming from, right? This neurological pathway maybe was created when I was a child and I experienced something with my mom and dad, or something happened that wasn't cool, and now I'm looking for this concomitant action.
Oh, Lord. I was with him till he started.
God damn it, Bobby! Let's get a thesaurus for Uncle Bobby.
But let's go deeper, though. Let's go deeper. What I see is that we get addicted to the euphoria that comes with when we get high, right?
It's called dopamine.
Right. We get addicted
It's
to
dope.
Right, but we get addicted to that feeling just like we get addicted to that euphoria when we first start a relationship because it's new and fresh.
Right.
But see, what happens is we get so addicted to that euphoria because that euphoria keeps us from the pain within ourselves. Is like a distraction. So we get addicted to the distraction because we don't want to look within ourselves to look at the pain that's being brought up, or to look at the fact that we don't like who we are. So when we have somebody in a relationship with, they're distracting us from ourselves.
I don't think Brandi agrees with that malarkey.
Let's hear what Brandi had to say.
Well, I was just going to say, like, I want to know at what point does this become a problem? I mean, if everything's okay, what's wrong with being addicted to the feeling?
Thing. Yeah.
I could chime in. The problem is when you use it as a distraction to not look at yourself. Many people use it as a distraction. It's
You
like,
talking about everybody, man.
well, okay, most
Shit.
people. In most cases, we're talking about addiction, though.
I wanna get the
so
hell
we're
outta
talking
here.
about anybody who's addicted to something is because they're trying to be distracted from something. That's why.
So you're
That's
saying
why you're
Beyonce
addicted.
is wrong for being drunk in love?
Well, here's what I'm saying. First of all, I don't think you could be addicted to love. I think love is just who you are. Love is what you are, and when you express that, you get it. I think it's relationship addiction. That's what I think it is.
Go deeper then, if you want to get deep.
Well, here, I want to jump on something Brandi said, because I think the problem is when you're addicted to love, you're addicted to the way the other person makes you feel.
Right.
You don't care about them.
Right.
You're addicted to
Using them as the crutch.
wow. You know, so you're using them to feel great, and then what happens?
So we're all
is-
users, huh, Doc?
Well,
Way to just fuck
to
up
some
our
degree.
lives.
To a certain extent,
yeah. No,
Shit.
No, and also in a lot of families, a lot of women use men to get them access to the world, and men use women to get them access to themselves.
Ooh,
To make themselves feel better about
To
themselves.
make themselves feel wholer as opposed to
Exactly.
walking around.
I don't know if I know you're white, but I don't know if "holer" is a word. But 855-878.
It is if you put corn in front of it.
Cornholer. 855-878-4652. Call us. We'll be back in 2.2. We're taking a break. We'll be back in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, the coolest morning show in the world. The So What Morning Show back in the building. Jeff Brown, Dr. Mark Goulston, and of course, you know our topics are crazy. We're talking about drunken love. We're talking about, is it possible to be in ecstasy and it be a good thing? Why do we have to be intoxicated? Isn't intoxication not so good? I don't know. Somebody call us and let us know what you think of today's topic. Love addiction, drug addiction, how are they related? 855-878-4652 is the number to dial. Before I go to my caller, I hear we got a caller on the line. Before I go to her, I want to just rattle off a couple of questions. Maybe this will jar some information. How is being drunk in love related to low self-esteem, depression, and or relational codependence? 855-878-4652. You know how I do. I like to make you think. When in love, are your perceptive faculties impaired in much the same way as someone who's under the influence of alcohol or drugs? Like, I just can't understand. I'm blinded by the penis, and I'm blinded by the coochie. How many times have we been blind? I've been blinded by coochie, by younch. by yogurty goodness. The yogurt box. Yes, just the feminine fillets. Just Jesus.
Just raise your hand.
Just Christ.
And testify.
Exactly.
That's
Regarding intimate relationships, are we most addicted to the thing we think is missing in us, or the thing that brings us instant gratification? What are we most addicted to that we get from the person? The doc said something good. I'm just addicted to how you make me feel. I might not give two shakes of a fat rat's ass about who you are, but how you makes me feel is why I'm fucking with you. Caller, talk to us about this bullshit you going through.
Damn, man, you pulled a rug out from under.
They're gonna hang up on us with that one.
They love us. They want to know.
What an invitation that is.
They're calling us.
They're feeling the pressure.
Are you there with your bullshit?
Caller, talk to us.
You hung up.
Don't cave into the pressure. It's okay.
Yeah, she's right with us. She loves us. Speak to us, honey. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, Zoe, it's Chef Keisha calling from Maryland.
Hey, Chef Keisha. You know, Chef Keisha has been following the show for many years, and what she's going to do for our entire team is make us some food and ship it here. You guys might want to ask her for some shit right now. Talk to me, Chef.
Salmon.
You want some chips, salmon?
Ship it.
I don't know if you want to ship
Frozen.
some salmon.
With ice.
Oh, my God.
Talk to me, Chef. What's your deal? What's happening with you?
I will say this, because, you know, it's a wonderful topic, you know, the whole intoxicating thing. And I'll just say this. Love makes you do some crazy stuff.
Like?
And I think
Fishing.
it changes your perspective on things. Like, you know, when you get into a relationship with someone, you know how they say you grow together emotionally and physically and your weight goes up or down or whatever. You stress out when it goes south. And it changes your perspective. So, like, at the end of a relationship, you reevaluate yourself. And you have this inner, I don't want to say codependency because that's not really the word I'm looking for, but you have this inner...
Blank, and then keep going. We'll put the word in.
Yeah, we'll fix the
You have
word
this
for you.
inner
You just go
blank.
through this moment where you start analyzing yourself and you keep asking yourself these questions. What did I do wrong? How could I have changed? How could I have been better? You know, and you start taking what I guess the separation of the relationship, and you're attacking yourself instead of thinking, well, look, this dude probably wasn't worth it anyways, or, you know, I'm kind of glad he broke camp. So depending on the amount of time that you're in it determines, I guess, the level of intoxication that you get into it.
Wow.
I guess that's kind of where I'm going with it.
Well, thank you, Chef Keisha. We appreciate the call. Thanks for adding that valuable information to the show. My question is, do we really have drugs involved in love? You know, they say that first 18-month period is the honeymoon period, and then after that, we start dealing with the real motherfuckers. Is that because the levels of dopamine and serotonin and all the good feeling kind of hormones and chemicals are starting to subside?
Yeah,
Bobby.
I think so. Yeah.
I think what takes over, I don't know if it's a specific time frame, but when it starts not being what it was that drew a woman to a man, or vice versa, is the dishonesty. I mean, if you if you really like doing it, okay, and then you have to start quantifying and qualifying it, then it's no longer the natural and organic thing that it started out being. So it depends on how you went into the relationship. You went in and said, look, you know, I'm physically attracted to you. You're obviously physically attracted to me. And as long as you're clear about that and you're honest about it, it doesn't fall off. But if there was some politics involved from the beginning, then it's just a matter of time before the truth emerges. You know, if it didn't come out in the wash, it's going to come out in the rinse.
Brandi McGee?
Okay. I think there's always some politics to a certain degree involved in
But
relationships.
that is the bullshit.
No, it's
But
not
go
the,
deeper.
It's not the bullshit, okay? Because if you put two people together, there's no two people that are going to be exactly perfect for each other in every way possible. I think you need some of the dopamine sometimes to overlook some of the things that may nag at you. And perhaps, I don't know, maybe it does go down in a little while. Those little things that didn't bother you as much in the beginning, they start to really grate on your nerves.
There she go with that breathing in and out, chest going up and down. Ooh, one more time.
Shall I go deeper, Zoe?
Yes.
See, I think the main problem is that the way we define relationships are learning modules to learn more about yourself. But we look at relationships. Hold on, let me break it down.
Hell no.
Hold on, listen.
Oh, wow.
We look at relationships as something to attain, as opposed to we step into it like this is something to attain, as opposed to stepping into it as a student.
Right.
And that's the issue. And we expect it to last forever because it feels good now.
Let me tell you something, Jason. I've been to fucking school, and that's where I learned, okay? When I go to relationship, I want coming, I want food, cuddling, and good shit.
That's part
I don't
of
want to
it.
go there and learn nothing.
Yeah,
that's
but
most people, right?
But see, the fact that you don't want to learn nothing is why you continue to suffer.
Go deeper. Go deeper.
See?
People need to hear this shit, man.
Yes, so here's the thing. So when you get with somebody and they trigger something within you, when something comes up, that's something for you to look at. But instead, we blame them. You making me feel bad.
But that trigger felt bad, and it came from you, and I shouldn't have trusted you because now this shit feels bad.
Now he's being triggered. See that? Let's deal with it.
But that's what we're saying. That's what
I'm
most
saying,
people say.
But and as far as the euphoria, that's gonna fall down after when you get in a relationship, like you said, you go through the euphoric stage, but after that it gets real. So when it gets real, it's time to deal with what's being triggered within you. You can't expect your partner to make you feel good because they're your crutch and they're your codependent crutch. So your partner is there to share with you, not just to make you feel better. That's not their responsibility.
Jeff Brown?
I think the best way I've ever heard it put is your mate is not there to make you happy. They're there to make you happier.
Thank
Wrong.
you.
And
Wrong.
if you,
I'm not fucking with nobody unless they make me happy.
I know.
I'm just saying.
But that's the problem.
I can't get down like that. I tried that shit already.
I'm playing devil's advocate. I just want you to know.
I know.
I believe what you said is absolutely true because and they should be able to do that because that's what it is.
Right.
I mean, why are you attracted to somebody that don't make you happy?
Okay, well let's get really and y'all let me know.
So
if
are they attracted to the lesson or are they attracted to the person?
No, they're attracted to the person, but what I'm trying to break down is this. When you step into a relationship, if you depend on them just to make you need to be happy before then. And then when they come in, they add to your happiness. If you depend on them just to bring you happiness, that's the codependency. That's the setup.
But
That's
what
how you
about the
suffer.
person who's addicted to the drama and the hurt and the pain
Let's
and
break
the
down
fucking,
that.
and the fucking
That's something
relationship
else.
is the parachute,
That's something else.
right?
That ain't what
You
we
know
talking
what happens? People feel so much pain. They go through so much pain. They go into an emotional coma. So then they can't feel anything. So they get addicted to drama because they need to feel something. So they create chaos so they can feel something.
I want to go to Jeff Brown and then Dr. Goulston. Jeff?
Well, you kind of said where I was. Okay, I stand on it. No person can make me intrinsically happy.
Go deeper, Jeff, please.
Happy is the plate. Happier is the shit you bring to put on.
Right.
Okay. Now, if I'm waiting on you to make me happy, in my mind, that implies that I have no plate. So whatever you about to plop down is going right in my bare hand. Hot, cold, nasty, mushy. That's what it's going to turn into as opposed to an enjoyable meal. I have to start somewhere. And most people don't.
Doc? The white man.
The white man speaketh.
Wow, it's a jinx.
Don't take him too
Jinx,
seriously.
I got you.
He's Whitey Docs.
Whitey Docs.
Think of it this way. Before you get into a relationship, let's say, when you're 12, 13, or 14, you're just kind of, you maybe have all these fantasies and whatever. And but down deep, you feel kind of alone, a little bit lonely, but you're dealing with. Here's the thing. When you get into a relationship really intensely, you get a relief from things and breaking up. Why it's so hard to do is the crash off that buzz is so powerful, and the idea I'm going to go back to feeling alone and lonely is so huge. That's why some people will stay in a relationship that they know in their mind this is going nowhere. This is going nowhere fast, has no possibility. But the fear of going back to how painful being lonely and alone can be is you can just start lying to yourself. Oh, maybe this thing will work, and it's a way to keep you lying to yourself, which is going to screw up your life. But you stay away from feeling like you're as lonely or as alone as you don't want to feel.
That's heavy. That's a real situation. Listen, we're about to take another quick break, but when we come back, we have more special guests. And the phone lines are open, 855-878-4652. That's 855-878-4652. The Zoe What Morning Show. We'll be back in a second. Drunk in Love. Holla! Yo, this is a heavy, heavy, heavy show.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, because I know we making light of it, and let me tell you, by no means are we perfect.
Right.
You know, a lot of times we're just addicted to the ideal. Damn, I want this to be perfect. I want this to be surreal. I want this to be this. I want it to be that. And we lose sight of what we're getting. What we're getting is beneficial for our spiritual development, whether it feels like monkey shit or angel dust. Regardless, whatever it feels like, it's in your life for a specific purpose for your personal development. And what happens is we get so taken away by the Calgon moment of the perfect situation. First off, our concept of perfect is off. Real perfection in life, in nature, is about balance.
Right.
Balance is perfection. And you can't have balance unless you have two polar opposites. And then you find somewhere in the middle, and that creates the balance we seek. For most of us, we think this relationship situation is supposed to be sweet and wonderful and caring, and it is. But sometimes you have to understand your greatest lessons and your greatest pains come from the people you love the most.
Yes, sir.
The people that are closest to you, which makes them the most valuable to you.
Wow.
But because you think it hurts, and listen, it's human nature to move close to shit that feels good and move away from stuff that feels bad.
And that's why we don't grow.
And
Because
again,
we move away from the things that feel bad because we don't realize there's a lesson within that pain.
come on now, pain is the
It's
lesson.
the teacher.
I'm just saying. Bobby Glanton.
In Jim Brown's American Life Management Skill Curriculum, the first thing we do is speak in first person, because the we thing gets all out of control, because you're speaking with people that don't even know necessarily or have the same feeling that you do have. But in this construct, in this particular conversation, I think it's important that I say this. That which I seek purely in my heart is always seeking me, whether I get to it or not.
Rumi.
Because that's unvarnished feelings. Now, if I'm playing about that, I'm going to run into all the interference that you guys are talking about. But the biggest problem I've had
Bobby, that was heavy. If I'm playing.
is confusing what I really want and being politically correct. And that started as a child, you know, because I went from cowboys to girls, because I used to see the little girls passing by and they didn't mean anything to me. I'm, 9, 10 years old. We want to play ball, shoot marbles, little dice on the side, and the girls are just in the way.
Then one day.
And then one day, that
Bam!
same girl
Brandi
passed
walked
by.
by.
That's what I'm about to say. A chick like Brandi walks by.
That damn sundress on with them little flats.
I mean, the silhouettes of the sun.
With the pretty feet out.
You know how the sunlight will shine through a dress a little?
And the fact that you can remember it like that
Shit.
tells you the impact that moment had. But if you're not ready for that in terms of what it's going to take to get that, because that means stepping to her in a certain way.
Right.
Because she's got another worldview.
Right.
All right. And if you come halfway about that, oh my God, man, it's going to be a rocky ride. And very few of us are equipped to start thinking for ourselves and claiming what it is that we really want from another person.
Let me say this about being addicted to the drama. On many shows we've covered, people get hurt. That's what relationships are for. We get hurt. That's the school, right? Yes, it's for that. That's how you see yourself. That's how you know. In neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, what they say is when you're communicating with someone and then there's an argument or a breakdown, first you take responsibility for the communications breakdown, and you see the breakdown or the conflict as a feedback loop, right? I put something into this conversation, I got back negativity. It's not them, it's me. So that feedback loop tells me I have to change the way I communicate if I want a different feedback loop, right?
Right.
So, same principle for a relationship. If I'm in conflict in relationship, I'm getting it from them. That means I have to do something different. Krishnamurti, my favorite philosopher, the enemy is you. Right? Not your partner. You. Well, you want to change the world, you got to change you. Start with you, right?
Right.
like I said, Krishnamurti, my best, my favorite. In one of his books called Education and the Significance of Life, he said, if you have a teacher in front of students who hasn't worked out the business of himself, his inner meaning, his purpose, if he's broken and wounded, he's teaching them how to be broken and wounded, whether he articulates it or not. And this happens in relationship on a spiritual level, not just a social. We can have all of the sociological trimmings if we want, but that doesn't mean we have the ideal situation. Everything could line up perfectly and we could be as unhappy than a motherfucker, right?
Right, and I want to also say this too. I think a lot of times we get comfortable with the drama. You know, it's like patterns. Like we may see our parents fighting within all this drama, so we think that's what love is.
You know, you remind me like a real deep member of the Wu-Tang or some shit, right? Yeah, I mean, it's like patterns, son. Word up. You know, it's spiritual,
But that's
it's
true.
karma, Dunny. You know what I mean?
So a lot of times people get comfortable within these dramatic patterns, and when someone comes along that gives them something that makes them feel better, they self-sabotage it because they're like, oh no, I'm not familiar with this. This is unfamiliar.
Wow, Doc.
But I'm going to throw a question out, whoever wants to answer.
And after the question, we're going to go to our caller, but go.
Okay, but I want to ask everyone if they'll weigh into this. Was there a moment when you realized that your problems were about you instead of the other person?
Yes.
If you can just share a moment where you said, this is me, this is my problem. They ain't doing it to me, blah, 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 blah.
It happened to
Thus
me.
saith the white man.
But it was years afterwards. This was something that happened in my first marriage. When I was a kid, my stepfather was a tyrant. He was a Marine, treated us like shit, beat my mama's ass, took the pedals off my bike so I couldn't ride it, just a frickin' prick.
What kind of shit?
A monster. This dude was a monster. Well, he told me that you could never join the Marine Corps because I had asthma when I was a kid. They're not going to take you. You don't have what it takes to be a Marine. Cut to senior year of high school, been ditching class, just horrible. Great SATs. Nobody wants to touch me because of my study habits. Study off the charts for the military. Everybody's on my porch. Who do I join? The Marines. My mom was 2. I was 2 when my mom met this dude. I get into the Marine Corps. I meet a girl that has a 2-year-old boy. I can't wait to marry this girl. Why? Because I am rewriting my mother's script. I am trying with my own life to go, you know what? I can be better than this dude. So I'm going to take on the exact roles he took on and do them better. Not realizing that, dude, this shit only has to do with you because you're energizing it. It don't have shit else to do with you if you drop it. And I didn't. And I was 10 years down the road. I had to pull over and start crying because this was some stuff that happened to me umpteen years ago, and then it plugged me into this. Whatever you don't unplug in your subconscious is a program that's still playing.
That keeps
it's
it
still
running.
playing, and you're running.
Yeah. I think I have a great point here, great question here. Is emotional sobriety misinterpreted by most people, right? Most people think being emotionally sober is, I'm not going to let this affect me.
Pragmatism.
They'll suppress it and then call that emotional sobriety. You got a lot of motherfuckers running around with a mask on right now that's hurt, that's limited, that are not living to their full capacity because they want to project the image that they're okay.
Sitting across the room from the crack.
Brandi?
I'll answer this one, and I understand I'm in a room full of men, so it might be different because women are supposed to be emotional people. But actually, having gone through a few relationships in my adult life and having to deal with them working, then not working, and getting past them, I have figured for myself, the best thing to do is to allow yourself to go through. I mean, if it hurts, I think you have to feel it. You have to experience. You have to be okay with allowing that in, so that then once it's just, I think it's like any other grieving process. When you lose someone or you lose something, that means a lot to you. If you suppress it, it comes back to bite you later because you haven't really processed it. You haven't dealt with your feelings about it. It's okay to cry, guys.
That's why I always,
if you need to.
That's why I always tell the sisters that I coach or people that I coach, I say, moving on, right, doesn't mean you're over it. See, everybody's so focused on moving on and looking as if I'm better because I moved on. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're over. You got to get over it. And the only way to get over it is to introduce that piece of hurt in your life, invite that motherfucker in, sit down, give it some tea, ask it what's his favorite TV show, and treat it with hospitality. Because once you embrace it, that's when it reveals the purpose of why it's there. We have a caller on the line. Nitayama!
Yes.
Talk to me, brother. Are you listening to this?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, well, then that means you haven't been hearing anything. Well, again, what we're talking about, which is a very heavy topic, man, we're talking about the similarities between love addiction and drug addiction. And we're talking about codependency. We're talking about all of these mental blocks, energetic, spiritual, ideological, that get in the way of the total relationship experience. Do you have anything to add?
Well, I have no idea what has already been said. So,
but I'm pretty sure
neither do we.
Neither do we. I'm pretty sure you're going to take off from the free throw line. So we're going to get out your way.
oh, I see. All right. Well, first of all, we start out with the assumption that everybody knows what the word love means.
He came right in on point. There we go. Tell us about what love means, brother.
Well, the first thing is that it means something different for everybody that uses the word.
That's it.
So, a woman says she loves me. My first thing is I ask her to paint me a picture.
Go
What
deeper.
does that look like? Functionally, what does it look like? Because most of the times a woman says she loves me, and that means that there are things I'm doing today that now that she's told me that she loves me, I will no longer be able to do those things tomorrow.
What do you mean? Say more about that, please.
Okay, she just met me. 3 days later, she tells me she loves me. And then the next day, she tells me she doesn't want me interacting with any other women but her from that point on.
Is that a bad thing? How is that a bad thing? Help us.
I have no idea if it's good or bad. I just know that she walked into my life, told me she loved me, and started rearranging my life without me asking.
I see. Yes. Go on.
So, and that's just one thing. They could have a list of things that they expect some man to do because they say they love you.
So,
I think that's a very dangerous proposition without any explanation.
So I see what you're saying. You're saying some people take love as a means to rearrange another person's life?
I think that's by default. That's by default.
Put into words where you're stuck.
Take love.
Put into words where you're stuck. And maybe we can help unstuck you and unstuck all of us. But where are you stuck on this?
No, I don't think Natayama is stuck. I think this is our...
I'm no way stuck. I just know that in order to do anything on this planet, you need clear and concise communication. So we come into the whole relationship love arena and take everything for granted. Like we know what's being said when somebody says something to us.
Can I add to that?
Yes. Yes, you can, and then we're going to break, and then we're coming back with Natayama. He's dropping bombs.
I always say love is only as good as the giver, okay? Everybody makes love the standard. It isn't, which is what I think he's saying. You can't tell me that Ike Turner didn't love Tina. He loved her dirty drawers. Unfortunately, his love come with a left hook, okay?
Damn it, Jeff.
If your love got shit floating in it, you can keep it. What does your love equal? That's why I got to pick your love up. And look, that's clearly got some turds floating at the bottom. You can go and keep. I'm not dealing with that love. Some people got shit floating in their love.
Some gifts, you're better off refusing to.
Absolutely.
Yes. But I also believe that we look for love outside of ourselves, just like we look for God outside of ourselves, and that's the problem.
That's a good
We
point.
are it.
Well, see, the catch in it is I'm in no way looking for love. I am love.
Just like I said earlier, have mercy.
Wow. Listen, we got to take a quick break. We got callers. We got great guests. Nitayama, stay on with us, brother, because some people going to call and ask questions for you. Is that all right?
That's fine.
All right. 855-878-4652. That's the number to dial. The Zoe Up Morning Show. Are you drunk in love? Just intoxicated on some bullshit? You can have that back. We'll be back in a second. Holla. I love that. Go ahead, John. Those aren't even lyrics. What are you doing?
Dude, how many 70 songs you got with no... Can you boo? Yeah, that's all I do.
Gutter scat.
That's right.
Hey, we're talking about drunken love. What I understand, and I don't really understand shit. The more I learn, the more books I read, the less I know. So at the end of the day, the shit I don't know is that, in my opinion, love is not reciprocal, because I believe it's a state of consciousness. But at the same time, I believe that two people that are somewhat close to each other in conscious degree can become entangled. Whatever conflict, now, you know, quantum physicists will call it quantum entanglement on a subparticle, quantum level.
There we go,
all
y'all.
that shit. But I believe
Math with too many damn letters in it.
But I believe this is happening on a spiritual level. Sometimes we're just too fucking base in our vibratory consciousness. I believe we're at a space of physical and emotional.
Send an interpreter in here.
Damn it, Uncle Bobby.
Some aspirin. Bring me some aspirin. You done gave me a headache with all this goddamn.
No, but sometimes when we go to a club, what are we vibrating on? Physical, emotional. We see the girl, physical, bang. There it is, silhouette. That's what's happening.
Base.
We talk to her, she got that sweet voice, something's happening that might be there, it's emotional. But what you fail to realize, you have spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional. And the mental and the emotional are the two higher vibrations. And them shits is always on.
That's
Ain't
why
nothing always on. You understand what I'm saying?
That's why I say jack off before you leave the house.
Might not be a bad idea.
It's not.
Take some of the air out.
It really, dude. It puts you in a hole.
But now
you're not on the
pimping,
hunt.
though. You're pimping then.
You're not on. Well, shouldn't you always be?
No.
Well, damn, Jeff.
No.
What's the moist spot on your pants?
Dude. I'm from Chicago. That's how you get
Will
out.
they give you a ticket if you jack off on the way to the bar, or if you're texting? I know they will.
Okay.
Man, if you drive a nice car, what you gonna do with your hands after you done?
Hands free.
Okay. So let me go back to the brother Nitayama, because the brother is saying some heavy stuff, and I think this is real. We have all of these filters that are in the way of unconditional love, and I don't believe people can love through a filter. There are sociological filters. There are familial filters. There are all of these filters. There's religious filters. How do we get to a space where everything isn't an investment that we're looking for a return on? I don't believe love is reciprocal. Nitayama, speak to me, brother. Nitayama, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, I guess he didn't hear that setup. He didn't hear me set that up. Okay, well, let's just go back to the conversation that we're having about being drunk in love, because he had a bunch of questions.
What about can you have filter-free love?
That's good stuff.
Qualify that.
Can you experience love without filters?
Without filters.
Yeah, I mean, to really just to be able to see someone without your own agenda.
Okay. Man.
Let him and then you.
Love has nothing to do necessarily with the other in the way that we think.
What do you mean?
Love is a state of consciousness. We act like it's a commodity that we can carry around in the bag, give somebody a little bit, give somebody else a little bit. But really, if I'm in a room by myself, I'm in a state of love while I'm in the room by myself. If a woman walks in the room and she sees me sitting in the room smiling, she thinks I'm smiling because she came in the room.
Yes. Go ahead.
But I was smiling when I was in the room by myself. Because I was in a state of love by myself. My state of love has nothing to do with the other.
Okay.
Now, the other may come around me and fall into that state with me because it's contagious. But they're never the cause.
So the person is never the cause of your capacity to love? Is that what you're saying?
No, exactly.
Oh, this is
Not
interesting.
if you're
This
loving
is-
unconditionally. See,
Oh,
that's
this
the
is
difference.
good. But hey, 99% of
All
motherfuckers right now is
hippity
conditional.
hop mob stop. All love is conditional. Every bit of it. And I'm sorry, brother, I agree with you on some level with regard to your personal love level being at a certain height with regard to yourself. But the inability to give love because you are love,
You can be very caring, genuinely caring. But we never teach people to be caring. We teach them to talk about love. But then in the process, they treat you like they don't care about you while they're saying they love you.
Wow.
Okay. Other than a human being, have you ever owned a dog?
A dog?
A dog, a plant, a
Yeah.
cat,
I've
fish.
had a dog. I've had a plant.
Okay.
Do you think that they're trying to be loving?
I think absolutely. I think that
You
especially
think animals have the
They're just-
capacity to
they're
love,
just
Jeff?
being-
yes.
They're being natural.
Okay, and love is unnatural.
Our
No.
concepts of it is.
I'm just saying that they're being a dog.
Okay. Okay. Does a dog have love in it?
I don't think we can know that.
I think I can. I think my dog. Yes, because I've had my life saved by dogs. I done had my dog come across the street and chew a bully's ass up, and didn't nobody know I was getting my ass whooped. And that dog didn't do that for the other kids. That dog did it for me because he lived in my house, and I was responsible for feeding him. I was part of his pack, and he loves his pack.
Now let him speak.
You feed that dog.
Okay.
You pet that dog.
Okay. And those are the conditions of his love.
Yeah.
Because love is conditional.
Well, see, I've seen people, and I've even done it myself, where I just walk out in the backyard and a bird come and land in my hand. I hadn't fed it. I hadn't done anything for it.
Interesting.
So
I don't know if I can depend on that.
If you're one with nature and one with all that is,
I think he's coming from a real
Everything.
level, y'all. Y'all
I
gotta
love
listen
this
to
level he's coming from. Unfortunately, I'm not there. I'm in this place with nature where I need some shit to move at my command. I've been around the European white man too long. I need my dog. My dog. I love my dog.
Your master has arrived.
Come on. I love my
Kneel,
dog.
Puma.
He loves Unc Nakima. We
here's
love.
the deal.
Yes.
Here's the deal. If you really come to understand what I'm talking about, you move the white man around like you want to.
I know. I got you. I got you. I feel you.
Whoa.
What I'm getting at from where I'm at, and I'm gonna need you to talk to me like I'm 5, is it sounds like what you're telling me is that love is this unquantifiable, unconditional thing
That's
that
what
I
it is.
never look for, that is only in me,
That's it.
and that I can never give away.
That's it.
Here's the deal. I have standards that I want to live my life by, but my love ain't conditional.
Okay.
Ooh, go say more. Yes.
Oh wow.
So then does that change what we're talking about in regards to love and love addiction? Because those are separate things. Like we're talking.
I think one feeds the other.
Yeah.
Well, he's trying to tell you how you can get away from being addicted to
Here's the
it by
deal.
being it.
Why are y'all using this white man's term called addiction?
Go on.
well-
say more.
Is that a rhetorical question? Because
No,
we
I'm
are
asking
speaking
the
in the
Because
King's.
they come up.
Are we
they
not
come
speaking
up-
in the King's English? So all of these words we are using are the white man's words. Nobody is speaking in Swahili.
Yes.
All of these are
I
the
don't
white man's
understand
words.
any of them, so don't say they're my words.
That's hilarious. I don't,
White man said, "I don't claim none of that."
okay. And
I
again,
abstain.
I'm not dissing. I'm not dissing your
you didn't
place.
know-
I'm not
You
dissing.
didn't know where you're not speaking the king's language. You're speaking the queen's language.
Okay, the king, the queens. I'm not speaking Jambo Huhaligani doesn't make any sense with the rest of the shit I said. Let's get to here's where the rubber hits the road. My love. I can't speak about anybody else's love. My love is conditional. All of it is conditional. Okay? My wife.
How did you even get to the point where you owned love?
Because it's in me and it's what I give out. How did I get to the point that I own my love? I love cars. I don't love horses. I don't love gambling. I love
Jeff.
53 Buick convertible, black with a peanut butter interior. I love that.
Okay.
Peanut butter interior. I've seen it in my hand.
So listen, let me do this really quickly because it's very important that I do this right now because we have to take another quick break. But I want to give out this brother's website. This dude is an incredible guru. This is not just the homie from down the block, Altadena Block Crips.
I know you get it.
This is not that. This dude is a highly respected world traveler, lecturer. And go to his website. It's nitayama.com. That's NITYAMA.com. This brother is a shaman. Very, very.
It's AMA.
Yes, Yama.
Like in Mary.
Yeah, YAMA, right? N-I.
If you get close to that on Google, it'll give it to you.
Hysterical. NITYAMA.com, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Correct.
Please stay with us. We're coming right back. This is a deep conversation because I believe this is why there's so much discord in relationship today because all we're doing is fucking and dating ideas.
Ooh. Wow.
How about that?
Yeah.
We'll be back at 2.2 and Bobby Glanton and Bobby and Brandi have something to say because they're a little disheveled right now.
Yeah.
But we'll be back in a moment. Listen. As a collective, we're a pretty ignorant and dumb species.
Oh, yeah.
As a collective.
And destructive.
And destructive and greedy and vengeful and pretentious. I mean, just look at the white man. Right now, the white man will tell you straight up. Well, the white man is the most civil barbarian on planet Earth. Hey, I don't want to hear any complaints about all the shit I've done to you. You have to bring your grievances to me respectfully, with dignity and class. No outbursts.
Keep my knife in your back and find a way to stand up straight.
Right. So our relationships take on some of the... just roll with me for a second. Our relationships takes on the characteristics of the society in which we live.
Absolutely.
If we live in a capitalistic society, now all of a sudden equality matters. If I'm bringing something to the table, you got to bring something equal. It was an economist who created that concept. It's called equity theory. So again, we have all of these concepts and ideas that are in place, and we're not actually dating a person. We're dating an expectation that was created from a society in which we live. Bobby Glanton.
Let them know.
On behalf of the few existing cavemen still left on the planet,
Come on, here
Talk
we go.
about it. Talk about it.
I just wanted to what I'm about to say from that construct is my primeval nature is the same as it was 1,000 years ago. And what has happened along the way is a lot of clutter in this here piece up here that's led to chaos. Because when you see something, especially that's not innate, something that's physical, and you are attracted to it, until all this programming and reprogramming gets in the way, you have a native instinct to either be drawn to that or to move away from it. And then I've learned to have to deal with the fear of the consequences of being primeval. Because people look at you like something wrong with you if you act primeval, even though that's at the root of who I am as a man and as a human being. And I finally grew old enough to not apologize for my nature. Because all these other issues about love. What does love really got to do with this conversation? Because what we are attracted to is visual and physical.
True. Let me
First and foremost.
let me do a quick brief bio intro of my good friend Nitayama, who's on the phone right now. Let me tell y'all who he is. His name is Shantam Nitayama. He is a student or disciple of Osho. Since 1980, Nitayama also utilizes his expertise in numerous healing modalities, including Reiki, polarity therapy.
Basically everywhere that I've gone, the men.
Wow, that was stereo voice right there. It just came out of nowhere. But yeah, this brother is a heavy brother, and that's why I brought him on the show, because I think he's going to stretch our reality of what we think relationship and love and all of that stuff is. Nitayama, can you hear me? Do we have him still? Jesus, that means no. Right, we might as well turn on the house music right now. But Brandi, you had a point.
I had a question for Bobby, because he was talking about his primeval nature, and he said, what does love have to do with it? Mm-hmm. And I mean, do you not believe that is a sort of a primitive thing that exists in humans?
Not love per se, because that's a label. It has. How far does that go back? Did they mention love 1,000 years ago? No, they might have had that feeling that we have labeled love, but see, there's so many different translations of love. You can love a person enough to hate them and kill them and do bad things to them. So I get nervous when people use love without clearly defining what it is they mean by that. But we love different things. Like he said, he loved cars. He don't love a car the same way he loved his wife.
Come on.
But it can get confusing because his wife will tell him in a minute, you love your car more than you love me.
But I think that it's dangerous, but there's ego connected to the word, because there's an assumption that we can have our own version.
Right.
And I don't believe that.
Really?
I believe love, the real thing, is like God. Now let me just follow me. Just follow me for a second. You have Newtonian physics.
Oh,
Isaac
Lord.
Newton.
Somebody help me.
You have Newtonian physics, right? Newton.
Bring me some aspirin.
Newton came with the mechanistic universe. Everything is a mechanism, clockwork.
Equal and opposite reaction.
Everything is structured and ordered. The smallest thing in the universe is the atom, and it's indestructible. That's structure, form, order. Well, where's God in your universe, Newton? Oh, he's the silent observer who's removed. Well, 1905, Einstein comes along and goes, here's the theory of relativity, motherfucker. That threw a fucking monkey wrench in Newtonian physics. Although it didn't destroy it, just like the fucking MP3 player didn't destroy the CD, right? It still has a use, but limitedly. And as science evolves, the relativity door opened up fucking quantum. Now we understand, oh no, the atom isn't the smallest thing. It isn't indestructible. And now the deeper we go, the less we know about anything. What we do know, that shit is alive and responsive to our observation of it.
Yes.
Love God like that.
It's the same thing. It's consciousness.
So most of us are living in Newtonian physics when it comes to spiritual understanding of love. Oh, love is about me being happy. No, egomaniac. Love is about creation. And you can create some fucked up shit with love, or you can create something really sublime. It just depends on your consciousness level.
Right, I agree with Nitayama. It is the state of being. And the more that you clear your emotional blockages and your pain, the more you express love and project love, and the more you receive love. And the more healthy version of love you experience.
Who is you in this conversation?
You, Bobby.
It can't be me.
Talk to me, Dan.
No, see, a lot of times this you, we, they, who are you talking about? Are you speaking for yourself? Are you speaking from a psychological perspective?
I think one is a better word.
Who?
One.
One would think. Right.
What does one?
Here's what happens when we start going outside of I. I don't know who you're speaking for or to. Because your opinion is valuable because it's based on a body of your knowledge, et cetera, et cetera. But when you start using you and we, then you include people that ain't even signed off on that.
Speak on it, Bobby. Shit.
But we're all made up of the same
Who in the hell
foundation,
is we?
the same element, which
But
is love.
who is we?
All of us. Everything that exists.
Everybody in this room?
Everything.
How can you say that?
Nitayama, can you add to the conversation as it pertains to being intoxicated on the bullshit as opposed to being open to receive the real, unadulterated, uncut love that I believe is the consciousness of God? Is there a way to tap into that? Is he with us? Okay.
Why don't we start with that
Boost
question?
Mobile.
Can we start the top of the segment? Is he with us from now on? Let's start there. That way we don't waste a bunch of words on the fucking cyberspace. You know?
But
okay.
See,
before I talk to my kids, I bring their ass in the room and I make sure they start away. You hear me talking to you? That boy's on the school bus.
But I'm gonna pose this question then to Doc and Brandi.
Okay.
Like, is it possible to really love fearlessly, courageously, without all of the expectations and filters in the way? Is there a way to reach that to where the love isn't so fucking personalized like it's a fucking Facebook profile? I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Is there a way? Talk to me.
No, something I want to throw out there, just from what we've talked, some of the stuff we've talked about. When Jeff was talking about the dog, but I was thinking that there's some kind of love, like for your child or for your dog or something, in which you're not focused on giving or getting. You're focused on the connection, and you don't sort of parse it. I think what we have to talk about is a love between a man and a woman, because that somehow gets corrupted into, am I giving love? Am I getting love? I mean, I don't think about giving or getting love from my kids. I mean, there's just a state of I love them, and I don't even think about it, or our dogs. But there's something that goes wrong in relationships where suddenly you're kind of focused on what you're not getting or what you're giving.
The scale comes out.
Yeah. And I'd be curious about why that is, because we are capable of that wholesome and whole and spiritual love. And when I think of my kids, or when I think of how does it go haywire when we're in this other kind of love between man and woman?
He's asking you, Brandi.
Are you asking me? Okay, yeah. First of all, to answer your question, I do believe it's possible. I think that, it is very difficult because we are in a world that places value on so many things and kind of throws those into the mix as a part of what love and what the relationship package is. Mm-hmm. But I think if you really, there is a way to get into yourself and really find that. Why do you said, why is it that when it comes to relationships between men and women, it's hard to do that? I'm going to guess that perhaps it's because when we as in women? We as in people, got it. Enter into a relationship, we're doing it because we want something. Like, it's, I know that you have your children and you might want to have them, but they're kind of there. Family members are there, but you sort of choose to be in a relationship. And so I think that whenever you enter into that relationship and, all of a sudden you're not getting anything that you find valuable from it anymore, there's a difference there. You start to kind of look for it because you chose to be in this reality, and you can choose to not be in it.
So one further question, because when we're talking about kids or a dog or something, I don't think we question the connectedness, but we can start to question the connectedness when it's that male-female thing. If we're not getting what we want, whereas with my kids, at any given point I might be.
But you should come to a relationship with your proverbial shelves already stocked. Instead of saying, okay, this is missing from my shelf, and I need you to give it to me.
I think
listen, we got to take a break, but then we're going to come back, and then right with Jeff Brown from the top. This shit is crazy. This is a heavy show. We'll be back at 2.2 Zo What Mornings.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back to the Zo What Mornings show.
Jeff Brown.
Hey, man. I had a question, and this is for our caller that is about, I'm just going to hit you with this grenade. I'm going to do this my way. Caller, are you there? Bring the caller in first.
I'm going to do this
Bring
my way.
the kid in the room. Yeah, because that's all this put my shit out, and then they didn't hear me. I don't like that.
You don't like that, Jeff?
No, I'm simple. Hulk smash, nigga. Bring him in there. Real simple.
Okay, so
are you there, caller?
Jeff,
I got to hear the caller hear me first. That's y'all bullshit. We're talking to space, and then the person come on, I hear what you did. I'm not having that. Okay.
Caller, are you there?
I am.
All right. Hey, now. Hey, girl.
Hey.
What's your name?
Hi, Zoe. This is Frantonia. How are you?
Hey, Frantonia. This is Jeff Brown, actually, you talk to. You are on the Zoe What Show.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Frantonia, this is Zoe.
I just like saying that name.
Frantonia.
Yeah, you can't say that name. I like to say your name from
Shit
another
sound
room.
like home cooking.
You got to say it from
Frantonia.
You got to say
She from South America.
Yeah,
Frantonia,
that's
you
hilarious.
bringing your macaroni and cheese? Yeah,
No,
baby.
you got to yell that name from another room. God damn it, Frantonia, we like shit. Okay, I have a question, Frantonia, and maybe it's just me, but the way I have loved and been loved, do you think that your love has to have some like in it? As in, the person I pick, like your kids, you don't have no choice. Some of your kids you don't like. One of my kids, I ain't gonna name him. I don't really like him. But it's my son. I love him. I love him. He can have a kidney, but I don't want to hang out with him.
I don't really like you, nigga.
I don't really like him. I don't really.
My love gotta have like in it.
My love, but not for him. It doesn't. But for my mate,
Too late. You use.
does your love have to have some like in it?
Ooh, that's good.
You have to like the
for
person.
me, because I agree with Bobby that I can really only speak for me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I have to like you in order to love you. Absolutely.
That has some like in it.
Absolutely.
This is good.
I mean, love is the coffee,
Yeah,
the like is the
absolutely.
cream. Shit. You got to have got to like you.
That's a good
That's what's
point.
gonna keep my love
But I
alive.
also, I also want to say this. Like, as I'm listening, I've been holding on the line for almost an hour, listening, like to jump in this conversation. I'm listening to our definitions. How we have been socialized to define what love is. And a lot of what I'm hearing and a lot of what I observe is that love is, I got this gaping hole someplace in my own evolution or development, and it is your responsibility to fill that up.
Wow.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say all along. That's how we look at love.
Frantonia.
And so,
Frantonia, bring my
love
Bible in
has
here. Oh, sorry.
Love has become this tool of manipulation we use, because the other thing that has been kind of left out of this conversation is the biochemical release that takes place when I begin to like you, when I begin to interact with you, when I begin to kiss you and hug you and cuddle you and have sex with you, right? So those are the things that create the dependency, the codependency, and literally the drug addiction. Well, now that I'm connected to you on this biochemical space, now I reveal all these holes and these wounds in my own evolution, and it is now your responsibility to fill them up. And guess what? If you don't, I'm gonna take all of that good feeling and I'm gonna take it to someone else.
Wow, that was good. Bobby Glanton, respond to that, sir.
I just like to say that I'm glad we interjected like into the conversation. It has 4 letters also, and it's much more sustainable than this other word, love, because it goes in too many different directions.
So maybe we should just say fuck love altogether and just start liking people.
Well, most
you
times
should
if you
start
like
there.
somebody, you continue to like them because it's just rooted. It's organic. But love, oh man, you wake up one day with that love thing and the thrill is gone and you're like, oh my God. And then you negotiate with love. Do you really love me? And it always starts a conversation that you can't finish.
Well, she just said it's a tool of manipulation, and Brandi wants to get in. Brandi, what's happening?
See, and mine is the polar opposite. I can love somebody. I've been in relationships where I have grown to love that person. But eventually, somewhere down the line, I didn't like that person anymore. And so the relationship no longer worked for us. So I had to move away from that relationship. To this day,
Love 'em still.
I love that person. I have love for that person. I care about their well-being. If they needed something that I could provide for them that would help their life out, I would do it because I love them. But I don't like that person anymore. I don't like that relationship anymore.
Maybe this brings out the word relate in relationship. And so, because when you like someone, you want to relate to them. That means you want to sort of listen to them, you want to consider what they say. But when you don't like them, you don't want to relate to them. But you can have a relationship where you have love and you're attached. But I agree with you totally, Brandi, that when you stop liking them, you stop relating to them. You can be in a relationship, but it is a dead relationship. It is an arrangement.
So it's the question. Maybe you never loved at all, and it was just about your affinity, because what I find is, don't you think it would be much easier for people to fall in love if they had resources? Say they had the resources of Beyonce and Jay-Z. Ain't it easier to be drunk and intoxicated in love when you ain't got to worry about shit? And if you look at the
more grapes,
right? If you look at the research, they'll tell you the impact of money on relationship is fucking profound. Relationships last longer when you got bread. I'm talking marriages end on average in 6 years when you're poor.
Yeah.
When you got bread, the average divorce happens 14 years later.
But that's financial because you got too much to lose. It's cheaper to kill her. Keep it.
Bobby.
Wow, Bobby.
Yeah,
damn.
2 words: brake failure.
You just used the phrase that we got morphed into a long time ago. That's already to me a bellwether for failure. Fall in love. That sounds like you stumbled into it instead of walked into it. Falling in love.
I always say that I rise in love.
That shit is like a trap.
This shit is an illusion.
Now,
Right.
what
it's
is
like
your,
you don't have control over your emotion if you fell in love.
what are you saying, Frantonia? What did you have to say?
Yeah, you really just made my point. So very wealthy people, you said, have a longer, term in their marriage before divorce ever comes up. And so much of that is because without financial resources, I can't buy you the things that make you feel like I love you. I can't fill up those wounds and those voids. The things that you have filled up within yourself. So think about how many people believe that because he bought me a Gucci bag, he loves me, or because she, she cooked me a great meal. Like all of the material things that we use, right? Those are the masks. So when we don't have the money, we can't buy the really expensive masks that fill up the wounds and the voids.
But Frantonia, you're making.
What is love?
Well, damn, Frantonia, hold on, Pam. You just on a damn. She must know about this show.
She got to ask the ground.
But she's got good stuff. But what this does, inadvertently, makes your partner for sale to the highest bidder.
Absolutely.
Basically.
That's all it is. I can purchase you. Please understand that. Love is not something you can purchase. You can't purchase time. You can't purchase affinity. You can't purchase chemistry, connection, intimacy. These are the real currencies of life. And we don't know how to grow those accounts.
I disagree on a couple of those levels. I need some help. Okay, I do believe that there are ways to buy intimacy, to buy trust.
How do you buy some intimacy?
How do I
Damn it,
buy?
Jeff.
How do I
tell
buy?
me this shit.
Here is the absolutely.
I call it tricking.
Here's how I buy intimacy. I close my eyes on a 12-month calendar and just take dots and put it all through there. And on those arbitrary dot days, I buy my wife roses for no reason at all.
You had a reason.
No. Yeah. No. Oh, yes. Okay. I buy my wife those roses. I got a lot of pain, Uncle Bobby. I buy my wife those roses for this reason. Because I have an affection for my wife. My wife is my friend. And my relationship outside of my wife is my responsibility to cultivate. So because those things are important to me, and because the relationship is important to me, I feed it, and that buys me intimacy from this woman. I steal intimacy from this woman in this way. I am never affectionate to her. I am never attentive to her. I don't have a goddamn interest in what she has to say. But you know what? Thursday at 4, I want some pussy. You are stealing intimacy. You buy intimacy. Okay? That's what I mean.
Brandi, tell him he's fucking wrong.
Talk to me like I'm 5.
I'm confused. I had a point halfway into that, and you just totally shattered it. I was going to say that perhaps that day that you dotted the calendar was an act of love, but right now it just seems like a grand manipulation scheme to get what you want.
A pussy Ponzi scheme?
No.
The Punani Ponzi scheme.
I'm not saying
and I'm going to tell you why. It is because I am trying to reach the breach between your emotion and my logic. Now, if I'm your dude 363 days a year, I'll get you your favorite flower. But I miss your birthday, Valentine's Day, and our anniversary. I ain't shit. That's a question.
Time to take a break. We'll be back in 2.2. I say it like a white man says it, right?
Yes.
2.2.
Chuck Woolery, 2.2.
Chuck Woolery. Wow.
So what morning show? Tell us, Doc. Tell us what we're doing. Take us to break.
Look here, man. You just
We're talking about drunken love, and we're just about to get hung over on this thing. We're going to hang you over till after the break.
Dude, I don't see what this.
Hey, this is Dr. Mark. Welcome back to the So What Show, and I hope you tune in, and because you're going to get the final summary so we can all make sense of all this stuff. We're talking about being drunk in love, being addicted to love, what that's doing to your life, and how to get past that. We've got a great panel here.
So listen, before we get back into the conversation, Jeff Brown.
just shit and fell back in it.
Jeff Brown, we all know that the Super Bowl was last night.
Oh, man.
Jeff Brown interviewed the Denver Broncos coach.
I don't know if, okay, I don't want to shock the world. This guy is not what you think. John Fox, yes, this was a surprise. I got a chance to interview the guy, but I don't know if we want to play this. I really, are you sure?
Well, first off, did he know you were recording him, you fucking spy? Espion!
I thought he did. I mean, I was right there with all the equipment. I just didn't think he was going to be this candid.
Do we have the interview?
We have the interview. So
Let's go to the interview.
Okay.
Jeff Brown, John Fox.
Locker room after Super Bowl 48 with head coach John Fox. Hey, John, thanks so much for taking this interview.
Well, no problem, Jeff. First, I want to send a shout out to the Zoe What Morning Show. You guys are doing a bang up job over there. Zoe, the Doc, you, Uncle Bobby, Corey Holcomb coming in there. Yeah, Corey, keep those hoes heads in the sand. I love it, man. I never miss a show.
Oh, wow, thank you. Tough game, man. Any thoughts? How you feeling about the game?
How can I put this, Jeff? Have you ever seen the movie Training Day?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. You know the scene with the white cop when he's sitting around the table with the Mexican gangsters and they ask him, have you ever had your shit pushed in?
Yeah, I do.
Well, yeah, Jeff, that's what it feels like. Like 4 300-pound Seahawks mashed my face in the grass and took turns invading my shitter.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're referring to the Seahawks front.
Seahawks front line. That's what I'm talking about, Jeff. No shit. You're a genius.
Okay, let's shift gears. How do you feel about Peyton Manning?
Oh, Peyton Manning, future Hall of Famer. Fantastic job. Great job. Good as he could have done. I think he would have done a lot better job for us. That goddamn front line having to stop folding like a bunch of fucking beach chairs. I swear to God, it was like watching my sister's kids play. Jesus. Jeff, have you ever seen 8-year-olds play football? You know, like on a Saturday morning, 22 kids drag their parents out to some field to waste their goddamn time while they run around chasing a football and then just fucking fall on it.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could have had some of them. Maybe they could have helped us out because these guys were horrible. I mean, they played like shit. And speaking of shit, that's what they did to my bonus. They dropped their pants and took a big, hot, steaming shit right on my $1 million.
Wow, I know how you feel.
You ever been butt-fucked by a Seahawk, Jeff?
Well, no, I haven't.
Well, then I don't think you do. You know you're beginning to piss me off, Jeff.
I'm not trying to piss you off, man. I'm just saying, y'all got your asses whooped.
How did you get back here, Jeff? How'd you get in here anyway?
Well, actually, it was kind of easy because nobody wanted to be in here. They're all over there with the winners.
Oh, that's real fucking cute. How about I break my foot off in your fucking ass? How about that?
You don't need another ass whooping, John. I mean, you know, with the heart thing, I'm nice. Don't make me.
Don't worry about my heart. Don't you worry about that. I'll start whooping your ass back here. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
No, I'm very serious, Jeff. This interview's over, I swear to God.
Yeah. Back to you guys in the studio zone. Oh boy.
Yeah, Jeff. I tell you what, fuck you. Yeah. Get the fuck out. Kick bricks.
I didn't see it going this way.
Ouch. No, I love the show. Love the show. But fuck you.
Jeff Brown, what is going on?
Hey,
you
man.
About to get into it with John Fox?
You know what? I didn't want to fight. Look, I just think from time to time, I want to get my interview skills up, and hopefully they won't all end in I love the show, but fuck you. But let's see. Because, I mean, we had the opportunity. I was there. I talked to the man, and, well, there you have it. He's not like you think.
Maybe you should pick some random days on the calendar to send him some flowers or something.
Yeah.
No, I don't care if he loves me.
So like the doc, alluded to in the intro of this particular segment, I'm gonna go around the table really quickly and give everybody at least 35, 40 seconds to just summarize, what it means to be drunk in love, what it means to be in love, the definition of love, just the whole purpose of why we came here together. Because I need everybody to walk away from this show to kind of have like a nutshell of what it means to be drunk in love and be in love and be in relationships. Starting with Brandi, always with the ladies first.
I'm going to start mine by saying that I think that it is absolutely 100% okay to be drunk in love if you have a clear and healthy...
That's the wrong hole, baby. Huh? What? Go ahead.
Lubricant beside the bed. I mean, if you have a clear...
And scene.
And scene, yeah. So, drunk in love.
Yeah.
Backdoor politics.
Oh, Jesus. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen.
My suggestion is leave love out of it and connect to your primeval self and trust who you really are and what you want.
And I personally think that we should get away from looking for love outside of ourselves and start to cultivate the love within ourselves and stop basing our concepts of love on what the media show us within these Disney movies and these romantic comedies.
I think liking is really important. I think you got to hold on liking, you got to feed the liking, and because when you stop liking, it's game over.
Say more about feeding liking.
Now, why you get a white man more time?
Because he's white. He's Jesus. Come on, Jesus is white.
I want to redo.
He's a descendant of Cesare
I'm glad
Borgia.
you brought up that feeding and the liking.
Thanks for that clarification, Django.
Go ahead, Doc.
Here's the non-rocket science answer for all you guys. You want to feed the liking, just be likable.
Wow, that's good stuff, and that's why I gave him more time. Thank you. Jeff Brown.
I don't subscribe to being drunk in love because I don't subscribe to being drunk. The devil is in the bottle. Jesus is in the bong. I say... Yes, if you smoke enough, he'll come play dominoes with you. I've seen it; it's happened. He cheats.
Jesus cheats.
He can see through the domino. Anyway, I prefer being high in love, and there's a way to perpetuate that euphoria. And it's like you said, being likable. If you want your mate to fuck only you, you have an obligation to stay fuckable. There you have it. Be who you want. Be who you want to love you.
Drop it on them.
Well, to close, you guys all said wonderful things. I agree with everything.
I did.
I agree with everything. You did too. I just believe that the more flexible the belief, the more fluid the experience. The more concretized, the more regimented the belief, the more prison-like. That's all I got to say. Because life is a fluid, flowing, moving thing. And we're all here to grow and evolve and get better. You can't grow and evolve if you're living inside the prison of your own ideas. Right? And then you try to impose those expectations on your partner. No, I don't want to move into your cell with you. Right? I want a soulmate, not a cellmate. Right? And I think that's what the disconnect is. I don't want to fuck your ideas. I don't want to fuck your stereotype, and I don't want to live up to any of that. I want you to look in me, see into me, so we can be intimate.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Yes.
And if we can't have that, then we don't have shit. I don't care if your mother doesn't like me. I don't care about any of that bullshit. I want us to reach a space where we can be totally pure, naked, and authentic with one another.
Vulnerability.
And that's the bottom line. That's where I'm at. So what mornings? That's the end of this shit. We'll be back next week with another barn burner. I appreciate everybody who said something. Dr. Bobby?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that for people in the greater Los Angeles area, our dear friend Corey Holcomb's going to be at the Ontario Improv this weekend.
All right.
Need to get out and support that brother. And Real Men Don't Play. Y'all come get some of that.
Yes, go to Bobby's website. You got to do that. RealMenDon'tPlay.com. And, of course, support Zoe What, my books, my TV, my shows, my T-shirts, all of that. I am ZoeWilliams.com. Where you going to be?
I'm going to be somewhere. Jeff Brown will be at the Comedy Store. tomorrow night.
What time?
Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. But yes, come through.
I'm coming and I'm heckling.
All right.
There it is. We love you. We out.
Peace.